Oh, my voice nearly went then. What's Prue Dame saying before we get started?
Oh, show me that finger again. That middle finger.
Fat.
Disgusting.
That's fat.
This isn't even manly enough.
Get it.
Right,
Put
skip
your middle
these.
finger as well.
Let's skip these. Prue Dames, you're on the channel. You are on the channel. Don't you worry. Let's get this full screen and let's get this underway. Prue Dames, you're on the channel. You are on the channel. Let's get it full screen. Don't you worry. Let's get this full screen and let's get this underway. Prue Dames, you're on. What inspired me to start MMA? Now, everyone's going to say cliche, but it is. First off, my role models. One was Conor McGregor. Obviously, it's everyone's role model. One was Anthony Joshua, a bit more of boxing, and one was the UFC. Now, I remember Conor McGregor fighting Aldo. It's the first fight I ever stayed up for. 5 in the morning, and I stayed up all night. I was proper looking forward to it. I thought it was going to be a right scrap, and it was 14 seconds, or was it 13 seconds? It wasn't very long, and I was thinking, why have I stayed up for that? But that was December 2015. I had not started any sort of martial arts then. It was the next year, 2016, that I started doing a little bit. And it was in January, I believe. I was 15 years of age. And that is when the first time I went to a gym. But why did I decide to go to a gym? Number one, I was stubborn. I was a very stubborn kid. I was very sporty, but my stubbornness would sometimes get me into a little bit of trouble. And if that was the case, I wanted to be capable enough that I wouldn't shit myself if I got in a fight. So I always wanted to know how to protect myself, and I just kind of liked watching UFC, and I wanted to try it out myself and try it. I'm not going to say full time because I didn't think that back then. I just wanted to see what it was like and get involved. I wanted to know how to fight. I wanted to be capable if anyone ever started on me, because I wanted to know that I could handle myself and, most importantly, the people around me. But what type? I wanted the purest form. I didn't really know of what all the different disciplines were really in martial arts, but I wanted the purest form, and the reason for that is the street purposes, so I could protect myself. And in York, there was no... Yes, I'm filming, mother. What you get? 5 minutes. In York, there was no real MMA in my hometown, that is York, so I was looking at the gyms that had the most variety of sessions on the timetable. I went to a gym that had a mixed bag of sports, and by that I mean it had boxing, it had wrestling, it had jiu-jitsu, it just didn't have MMA. So I chose a certain gym because it had Thai boxing, which was kicking, punching, elbowing and kneeing, and it had jiu-jitsu, so I could start mixing it up when I felt like doing so. But started with Muay Thai. Probably did that for about 6 months, did it once a week, and then once I turned 16, I started going a little bit more frequently, and I started doing jiu-jitsu. I did jiu-jitsu in a gi, and I was getting my stripes on my belt in jiu-jitsu, and then I'd start going into more no-gi, a little bit more wrestling, a little bit of boxing, but all at the same gym. And eventually, as time went past, I realised I need to fully transition into MMA, and that's how I kind of went into MMA as a whole. I didn't go in training MMA at first. I started with the Muay Thai just because that is what York really had to offer, but I always went with the mentality that I wanted to do MMA. But the main thing is, what inspired me the most is obviously seeing it online, but I wanted to be capable, and I just wanted to know how to scrap. You get a different sort of confidence when you know when you go out in the street you are fine if anyone ever started on you, and I want that confidence all day long, and that is why I started, or I got inspired to start MMA. But that's how I do things, or we do things, because we're built different round here. And if you've got this far, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bish, bash, bosh, pow!